So these are all metaphysical ideas for why you might be sick, why you might be unable to focus or shut down. But it could be that you're just sick, because we are physical organisms. We've got mental stresses, we've got emotional stresses. We might be stressed out about spiritual aspects, and all of these things are hard on our bodies, they're hard on our systems. So, I mean, it could just be that we're sick, okay? So it's not all this like, oh, it's all because there's some higher meaning to it. It could just be that shit happens, okay? Okay, so it's coming up on Christmas, and we are making the rounds, visiting family members who live within driving distance. This is my one little window to record something, and then I want to put this out like before Christmas or before the weekend. But anyway, I've been really sick for a long time, and it's nothing serious. It was bad enough for me to go and get tested for COVID. It was negative, but it was like a flu that just lasted for like 6 weeks. But it got me thinking about the paranormal and psychic aspects of illness and sickness and being unable to focus or being distracted, being unable to function. So why are we sick? Why are we sick? Why are we unable to function? It could just be that your body needs rest, that you need rest, like you've been burning the candle at both ends, and your body's just like, okay, we're done. We need to have you shut down for a little while and recover. Something that happens with me, why I get sick, is because the other side, my guides, or my higher self, or God, or, you know, however you want to think about it, something wants me to like not tune in, not open up, not light up, and they want to keep me safe. They're keeping me kind of hidden, keeping me from being noticed by entities or spirits or whatever that are coming through my environment. Another reason why I might be sick is because I'm not supposed to open up. I'm not supposed to be able to tune in and find out things. Like, it's information I'm not supposed to know. And so I've had this happen before, where the other side basically shuts me down because something's coming up that I am not supposed to fully know about. It might be that I'm supposed to be experiencing it as an earthling, as a regular human being, as a muggle. You know, the muggle experience. I mean, that's why we're here, and we aren't floating around as spirits. I mean, we're here to be muggles, really. Another reason why we might be sick is because the other side wants us to avoid something. It might be a person, a place, a thing, a situation. They're trying to get you to avoid it because there's a lot of heartache, or there's a lot of stress, or it's something you don't need. It might be the same kind of reason why you get a flat tire or something. It might be that the other side is trying to slow you down and keep you from going to a meeting or doing something because it's going to interfere with what you've got in mind with your life path. Another thing could be that you are changing your life path trajectory. You're going off in another direction. Or you've come off the rails and you're trying to get back on the rails, trying to get on track. And getting sick, or basically being shut down or slowed down, is how the other side can possibly help you get back on track. Another part of being sick, why you might be sick, or why somebody else might really be sick, is because it's just part of their journey. It's part of what you're here on Earth to learn, to experience, and it might not be just for you, it might be for your loved ones. So somebody else can witness you going through it, or they can have the opportunity to help you through it. But if you think you're being sick for somebody else, for somebody else's learning or, to help them have the experience or whatever, make sure it's not a codependency thing. Make sure it's not manipulation on your part or their part. Everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to be well. Why we're sick, we might just be out of energy. And the other side is saying, okay, you need to just chill for a while. And we've noticed that you won't just chill for a while. We have to actually knock you out, because otherwise you're just going to keep running and you're going to be like, oh, I can just use more caffeine and sugar to keep pushing forward. And if you're one of those people that gets sick right before Thanksgiving, that's what I'm talking about, because the other side's or your body or your higher self or whatever is yeah, you're gonna have a break so you can just chill, because you've been going too hard for too fast and you're wearing yourself out. And so they'll sometimes do this at the right opportune time. Another part of being out of energy might be that you have cords attached to things that are unhealthy or other people, or you might have attachments that are draining your energy. And so it might be that you're getting sick because of that. And a lot of times all of this stuff is combinations of these things. I know I've gotten sick because I am supposed to change my focus, change what I'm working on, do something else. Or it might be to do something else just temporarily. I feel like that's what's going on right now for me. I've been sick and I'm supposed to be really paying attention to the physical world. I'm supposed to be doing muggle stuff, like I said before. And sometimes you get sick because you are preparing for something, preparing for what's next. Whatever else is coming along, you need time to kind of reset or reorganize or reboot yourself for the next thing. As psychics, as mediums, as light workers, we are very, very sensitive to our environment. We're very sensitive to everything. And so it doesn't take much for us to feel bad, feel rotten, or be influenced by what's going on around us. And another metaphysical kind of sickness you might get is something where it's kind of like ascension sickness. You're opening up, you're getting new kinds of psychic abilities or something like that, and that can just throw your whole system out of whack. I know Crystal had somebody she knew that started to open up, and I think they just got sick and they laid on the floor for 3 days, unable to get up, and they were really scared about what was going on, because you just kind of don't feel good and you lay down on the floor and then you can't get up for 3 days. Seems like something terrifying. When she was able to get up again, she was fully psychic, and it was kind of like her system doing a reboot and with these additional abilities. That was part of her spiritual emergence, and I've heard of this happening with other people. I guess I've done it. My wife is pointing at me. Crystal's talking at me. She's like, it wasn't coughing sick, but you were shut down for part of the summer, and I had this crazy leveling up of my abilities. So these are all metaphysical ideas for why you might be sick, why you might be unable to focus or shut down. But it could just be that shit happens. It could be that you're just sick, because we are physical organisms. We've got mental stresses, we've got emotional stresses. We might be stressed out about spiritual aspects, and all of these things are hard on our bodies, they're hard on our systems. So, it could just be that we're sick, okay? So it's not all this it's all because there's some higher meaning to it. It could just be that shit happens, okay? And I feel like a lot of these, manifesting the secret, creative visualization, there's a lot of focus on you manifest what comes to you. You manifest things in your life, so the good and the bad, you're drawing that to you. And that's not exactly how it works, I don't think. I think you can draw good things to you, but is it your fault if you get really sick? Is it somebody's fault if something really horrible happens to them? No, I hear that often with people talking about, well, you should have been a nicer person. Yeah, that whole be happy and nothing bad is going to happen to you. Be in the light, and that ensures that you're only going to have the light and good things come to you. Yeah, that's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. One that I'm going to totally deny is that it could be avoidance. Like, you don't want to do something, and so, I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, I used to get really terrible headaches or whatever on Sunday night. And yeah, I hated school. So there's that kind of thing. And it doesn't have to be the child version. You might be more savvy than that when you're doing the, like, oh, I think I've got the flu. And you actually develop flu-like symptoms before this meeting that you're supposed to do, or this speech that you're supposed to give in front of a bunch of people. So yeah, we still do that. It's a subconscious thing unless you're avoiding going to a party, and then it's very conscious. Yeah, I'm just not going to be able to make it. So how do you deal with being sick or unfocused or unwell? I think the thing to do is you first try to tune in and check in with yourself. See what's going on. See if you can get responses. See if you can get answers. And it might be just you being analytical with it. Thinking about, okay, well, what are the things? Well, I just finally finished this report, and now I'm able to take a break, and so that's thinking about it analytical. Or it might be that you check in and you get answers from the other side or from your higher self telling you aren't supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z right now. You're supposed to be taking it easy. So you might get those kind of answers. I know when I've been really sick, I don't have the focus and I don't have the energy to tune in and find out what's going on. So a lot of times it takes somebody else in your life that has the distance to get some sort of perspective on what's going on with you. And luckily I've got a bunch of friends who are psychic. They can tell me what's going on. So, it's like I can't seem to get control of my overeating right now. I've been eating terrible food lately. So they're like, yeah, you're trying to ground. You're eating as a physical act to try to ground yourself. And it's to keep you from floating up spiritually, or floating up psychically, I should say. And so, that's really something that's happening. And it's like, okay, well, why is this happening? It's like, because you aren't supposed to be doing psychic stuff right now. Yeah, sometimes there's stuff on the other side that I am not supposed to be part of, or I'm not supposed to know about, or I guess focus on. Not supposed to put my energy into it. And so they will kind of keep me from doing that. And one way to do that is to make me sick, try to get me to ground. And all of this, I'm not supposed to be doing stuff psychic and all that. They let me do it when it is working for somebody else, like as a client in a professional capacity, but they don't want me doing it all the time like I normally do. I'm normally on all the time, and I'm seeing everything, and I'm working with energy just in my day-to-day existence. and I guess they don't want me doing that right now. So I hope this stuff has helped you feel more empowered and is giving you a little bit of a different perspective on when you are sick or when somebody else is sick, because it doesn't necessarily mean that you're just on pause or you're going backwards or it's just a negative thing. It is a negative thing. It sucks. Being sick sucks. But there might be something else that's brewing, something else that's happening that is a positive thing. All right, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful New Year, a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me through my email or connect with me on Twitter or Instagram. And as always, thanks for watching.